join the call. So he's going to grab a big chunk of it, and she can record it as well.
Okay, great.
Hi, Jim. Hello. Good to meet you.
Bye.
You as well.
Yeah.
So you know, a very good background last time on, kind of what you guys are looking to eventually replace NetSuite. But was there anything in particular from your vantage point, Jim, that you wanted to see or discuss?
Well, I mean, right now, the only modules that we're really using in NetSuite are, production planning, inventory control, some CRM. I think we do put a few complaints in there, but there's really not a lot else. I mean, our accounting package that's currently being used is called Xero, Xero. I don't know if you've heard of that one or not.
Yeah.
But that's the accounting package we currently use. We are in the process of looking at a quality management system, which is going to manage all of our internal documentation, 45 training and things like that. And handling as well. So
I'm sorry, your phone's going out. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Well, so what he's saying is, I mean, for the most part, anything that's related to probably document management, we already have covered. So we don't need to focus on that. We would be more on the inventory management, maybe procurement, CRM piece. We don't need to focus on finance at this point because they have a system that they like already. Probably, I'm looking at your stuff here. It could be a sales function, could be in here, and so forth. Does that give you a better direction?
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. That definitely helps us. And we tell folks like yourselves that, if you have a solution in place that you love, by all means, keep it. We can focus on the problematic areas and fill in those gaps. So if you have something that you love, by all means, keep it. If we need to integrate with it, that's not a problem either. So, of course, with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Ashish. And, Lonnie, we met with you before, so you'll know that we want to keep these overviews interactive and so chime in with questions and comments, and then we can do it at the end.
As we talked about, the reality here is NetSuite is very costly relative to what we're getting benefit out of it. That's one of the reasons why we are looking at replacing it, because it's just for a startup company to spend that much money and not see any ROI on it of any great magnitude. That's one of the chief things why we're looking to replace it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I of course got pricing over to you, and I think we talked last time, and you said that the pricing was pretty competitive. So yeah, we definitely understand. A lot of our clients, formerly use NetSuite, and they have this similar gripes that it's very, very costly. So we can definitely fit right within your budget requirements. So great. I'll turn it over to Ashish. Ashish, take it away, and feel free to chime in with questions and comments. Lonnie.
Hey, thanks, Stacy. Yeah. So Jim and Lonnie, what I'm going to show you today is based on what I've understood your current requirements. So I'm just going to show you the different menus. So what you're seeing, D-Lite is basically a lighter version of the software, but then we have like these versions, which are like much more intensive, and they can go much more deeper in each of those areas with individual.
And did we get the record feature put on right now?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yep, it's recording, Jim.
So it has like complete HR, performance management, global currency-based approach, and then like it has from finance, you said you've covered, but it has all integration with finance, and it has like product costing, budgeting, everything in there. On the sales side, it has like besides CRM, it has all the service requests, service orders, sales, e-commerce, everything integrated in the system. I know that you don't do retails, but it has even got the capability of going to the retail route. So the procurement is all from the purchasing side, and the best part in this area is that from vendors, we have like a much more deeper supply collaboration. So if you have like multiple vendors across the globe, you can save their catalogs, their last pricing, everything will be showing up in your subsequent purchase orders. And again, like this is just a view of the system, but when we go in a deeper one, that one has like much more deeper administration and approval strings and all of that stuff in it. And I'll give you a glance of that also at a later stage. And then it comes with a ready business analytics, and you can like do comparisons of last year, this year, how to perform, and and all on your sales side. Like since I'm showing you consolidated view, so this is a view which has like everything on different tabs, purchase acquisitions, graphs, everything. Yeah, I'll and also take you into the pieces, which is so when we were talking about like the production management, we like all the routing, bombs, everything stored in the system. So if whatever number of steps it goes through, it can take you into the details of each of those steps. It can go as deep as you want. And then also on the the bill of materials side, it can go to n level of bill of materials. So for example, the one which you see yes here, they are actually sub-assemblies. So so for example, this product Springbow non-welded centralizer, this made up of like bows, and then bow has a sub-assembly. So if it says yes here, that means it has a sub-assembly below it, and that's when we run the MRP piece. You will be also seeing those pieces in the system from a bill of material standpoint. You can the other major piece that I wanted to share was yeah, this is like again even if like it's like it can handle any level of decimals. If you have like anything going, if it's not discrete manufacturing, we can even manage those depths.
So one question I have is, if we have components, because we get something from the locally, some are sourced from China, some are sourced from Australia. Does that and again, they all kind of converge to be one unit that we send out essentially, and we move inventory around between subsidiaries for the most part. And one of the struggles we have with NetSuite is the movement of inventory. And right now, the other issue we have is we have all of our subsidiaries into one, and it's very messy because we see cases, we see the complaint handling, all of it from all of our subsidiaries in one big bucket, and it's just so messy. The structure would have to be where we could break this apart and isolate subsidiary by subsidiary and be able to have a combined look as well from overview. Right.
So in this case, you can see we have like multiple company codes for the subsidiaries, and if you have like multiple companies, then we can handle those multiple subsidiaries from overseas.
So how would that happen if we, let's say, are buying something from our Australian office and they have a cost of goods that's built into the system, but then when they transfer it to us, there's an upcharge for tax reasons and that type of stuff. Is that something that can be just put in? How do you handle something like that is a better way to ask.
Yeah, so they are treated like a intercompany or like a independent entity. They're treated like a supplier, and there's financial transactions happen between you and your subsidiary. So whatever those transactions happen, they happen like how you would be doing it with a real vendor.
Okay.
Would we have to set up something like transfer pricing? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, there's transfer pricing, but there's also like if they are shipping, you want to like pay them for all the insurances or the freight and cost of producing the goods and all of that. So all those Incoterms are also handled in that system. And then if they are a different currency, then our finance module actually handles that piece.
Okay.
So since you talked about the MRPs, I can actually stick with first the MRP area. The MRP, like it typically you can like have all your products, or if you have a sequential number given to your finished products, you can also put it as a range, and you can have like whatever way you want to filter it. And then the system will actually, when you get the filtered list, this is how the system will get what is the total sales quantity. And it also tells you like what are the number of sales orders that are being covered in the current MRP run. And it looks at your total incoming receipts. So if you have a purchase order or if you have a production order, in those are rendered as receipts. And this is the logic that we use for calculating those total receipts. And the total demand is like if you use the forecasting right now, I'm not using forecasting here, but if you forecast the demand for future, then it can also take care of your forecasting, and like the open forecast that is basically the sales order which have consumed the forecast. So all of that can also be taken care of. So it does the netting process, and based on the netting process, so it has taken a look at the stock on hand, and it has taken a look at the total incoming receipts, and then it came up with the net planned quantity. Now, if you don't want that entire quantity to be planned, you can even go ahead and change that quantity and manually override that. But the system can do it like automatically as a background job. But if you want control, we also have the option to give you all that control.
Will that auto create a PO as well?
Yes, so it will create, so it creates these recommendations, and you can look at those. So this example, the bow and the end collar are the sub-assemblies. So it created the production order for the sub-assemblies, and then it exploded the bill of material for bow and end collar, and it also ordered their raw materials. Now, if you think that you don't need that, okay, I have enough in stock, maybe I can cover this next time in the next MRP run, you can exclude that, and you can just select the two of them and click on convert to purchase order. It will ask you that do you want which vendor. So if I line up vendors, if I have more than one vendor, I can pick and choose at the time of conversion that which vendor am I awarding this to, or I can leave this as a purchase requisition. So right now it's like a purchase requisition in the system, and I can get quotations. Like I can send this out to multiple vendors, and they'll receive emails. They can respond to my quotations on the supplier portal, and they can tell that, okay, I can provide it on so and so date. These are the delivery dates which go out to the supplier, and they can confirm that, yes, I can provide this much quantity, what we are requesting on so and so date. So you can receive like all those confirmations, and then you can award the purchase order after you get all the price quotations from them. If you have a preferred vendor, you don't want to take that route, it's a longer route for you, you can directly convert it to your most preferred vendor in one go. It's the same thing for production order. These get created as planned orders. And then if you are okay with the MRP plan, then it can you can convert it to a production order, or you can subject it to replanning in the future MRP run. And then besides this, there is also interactive planning where you can plan sales order by sales order, and the system can actually help you do the netting of that process. And then when it comes to the process orders, it can store all the details which are for your operating procedures, that you can like print those reports for your shop floor people, and then they can follow the process. So it gives like a complete process flow for them, what material is used, what tool is used. So you can do the tool assignments here with like drill bit, lathe, chuck, like, so you know that there's also production scheduling that happens in the system. You can allocate a machine, it can provide a day, it can actually provide you that conflict on a particular day that the machine is not available, so the order might get delayed. Any questions so far?
Nope, I think it's good. Jim, is the complaint handling?
Yes.
This would be housed.
I think the complaint handling should be in the QMS system, because it's got a whole module customized for medical device complaints.
Okay.
And I think that's the better way to do it, because then it ties into the CAPAs. So it does the feedback to customer support to complaint to CAPA, just like we've set up our system to follow.
So one question I'm going to have here is, and what system is that, Jim, that we have decided on that again?
It's Qualio, Qualio.
Because one of the things we don't want to have doing, we want these systems to talk to each other. So when we are logging a complaint in the quality management system and it's a serialized piece of inventory, we want to be able to extract that serial number from here and so forth, because otherwise we're defeating our purpose here, having all these different systems and trying to, as far as tying them together.
Yeah, so we have APIs in the system to log in back in to show you that, but we have APIs where we speak to all the other systems, and we can exchange, send and receive data. I will just quickly try to see if I can do that. Hey, Sandeep, can you share it from your end while I'm logging in?
Sure.
So this system we would be looking at would be mainly inventory management and possibly a CRM component. Was that right, Jim?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm willing to use multiple modules, whatever we need. I'm just saying what we've used in the past, right?
Yeah.
So, sure. But then production planning, inventory control, purchase orders, things like that would make a lot of sense.
So you have a travel and expense module in here as well, I see?
Yes. So that's part of our HR module. So it manages your complete travel expense, attendance,
yeah,
employee performance management.
Does that have a mobile app version that ties into it?
Yes. So even the people in the field can have their attendance marked in from the field. If you want to track their employee locations, if they are in the field, and like how many vendors, how many customers they visited, if for the sales employee, you can even track that. Even your service technicians, you can track the service technicians. So all of that is also in there. And
how about the expenses? Is there a mobile app for expense management for a field person?
yes, so we have like something called an employee self-service module. So in that module, you have all of this is available on the employee side, and that's
So the timesheet management in here as well.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
the attendance, like the employee can go and like file in their timesheet. It can be a department-based time reporting. So if they spend so much hours for the department work, and if they do like some project-related work, then they can also bill their time against the.
I guess one of my questions would be, it's like your expense management. If somebody's traveling and takes a picture of a receipt, is that how your system would work? It would automatically be able to put that into the system, and you wouldn't, you don't have to keep paper receipts then?
Yes, so you can upload all of that from your mobile phone, take a picture, and it gets uploaded, and someone who is approving that expense can actually see that in the system. And this is like again, this will be attached on the expense that is being approved, so someone can review and approve those receipts.
That's we don't have anything right now, and it's we don't have a big sales force, but I know that expense management is one of the things that would be a nice feature.
Sure, but 3 years down the line, Lonnie, we'll have a sales force, so that would be a nice option.
Yep. Instead of having another bolt-on system, then we can,
Right. I mean, that's where like we differentiate from NetSuite, is that like we have like much more value for the buck, and like the cost-wise, we're not as pricey as NetSuite, but at the same time, we offer much more deeper functionality on all the fronts. And it's got a built-in BI, and we showed you some dashboards also. So from a BI standpoint, like you can do a lot of analytics, decision-making, dashboards, how the business performance is happening. If you're hiring people, it has got recruitment, applicant tracking. It can integrate with Indeed and send out your job requisition, publish it. So a very high level of automation is what I'm trying to explain. And what besides that, what you also have, like we have like complete scheduling, service request, everything under one roof. So this has got integration with quality module for most of the healthcare industry from a GMP and FDA standpoint. For CFR 21 compliance, our system is actually completely ready, even from a manufacturing quality tracking. If you're producing something at certain temperature, so all of that is can be monitored.
So how do you handle that during the install then? Do you provide a protocol that we follow to verify and do the install qual, and then you provide us with your validations as supplemental? Is that how that's done?
Yes, so we have like all the performance qualification, operational qualification, installation qualification. And some of our customers also use third-party auditors to come and audit.
Okay, great. That's good.
So in here, like, I mean, even from inventory control, you can have like rack, bin, complete warehousing that is also done in the system. So when we do item receipt or item issue, all your item issue will have, like, for the incoming material, all the quality inspection audit results can be retrieved from the system. And if we just go and like click in for that, you can go to and put it away in a certain bin, quality area, or a quality warehouse. You can accept or reject the quality, and that's another piece that is very handy, and our customers love that piece. And it has like complete serial management, warranties also that can be tracked in the system. So I can keep going on and on, but I mean,
what's a typical installation timeline for something like this?
It depends like how many modules. So if it's just 2 modules, typically somewhere between like 6 weeks to 8 weeks is what we usually take. If you want some
cost, you set the costs over. Is there a cost to set up?
There's a one-time cost for setup, which is like a basic. But if you have any enhancements, so if you want to like, if you don't like our exact standard screens, you want on top of something. Generally, we have a very rare instance when someone wants something on top of it because the functionality is so deep, and that's one of the reasons that most of the customers can like fulfill within the. I mean, their requirements can be fulfilled within the basic one-time setup fee.
So it's about $5,000 is what I see from Stacy sent the last time.
Right.
Monthly fee is $50 per user per month, and $29 per regular user per month.
That's right.
So a volume discount is 19 at 30. No long-term contracts, no hardware. How negotiable is this $5,000 setup? Any negotiable in that?
Yeah, that's can actually take it offline. I mean, I'm actually more from the technology arena.
Yeah. Since we
yes,
only
to answer your question, Lana, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
And
all right.
And I might add that we also have volume discounts for users, for any users that are over 30 users. So I don't know how many users you guys envision using this, but we offer volume discounts as well.
I see that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know when quality get 50 users, even though we don't have that much, because the cost was no different between 30 and 50. So we just went to 50.
And that's probably what we would
on
do
that
too.
system. I'm not saying the same here, but I'm just saying that's what they were.
Yeah. I mean, that's whether you use them or not, it doesn't matter. You're paying for 30. Is that how this would work as well, Stacy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But we can definitely, as I mentioned, we can definitely work within your budget requirements. And so, yeah, you and I can have a conversation about that, Lonnie, at some point.
Mm-hmm. Jim, do you have any other questions? I mean, for the most part, you know, my biggest concern is that this system is going to talk to this quality system. And so these things, it's a seamless transition between these two. So the end users are not having to transfer information between systems, because that's what we've been doing now, and it's just terribly painful and inaccurate and just not what we really need. So I want to make sure these APIs work seamlessly behind the scenes.
Yes. So they're built on like some standard IT industry or software industry protocols called APIs or web services. So,
okay.
So I mean, any modern software company would have all of that. So these are like, as you can see here, I mean, we have like a lot of these APIs that.
Yep.
FedEx, UPS, that we.
What are some larger companies? Do you have a couple that are using this system that we might know about?
Yeah. So. There is like Inventrise and a couple of them from like medical and pharma industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that Stacy can actually provide you those details. Based on the agreement that we.
Okay.
I cannot reveal the name at this time. But
I was just curious. There's a couple that we talk about.
So I was, I used to consult for Medtronics and St. Jude Medical and those like larger companies, but that time I was not with Business Pointers. So I was an IBM consultant that time. So they implemented the big SAP, and I used to do that SAP related work for them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Great. Any other questions?
I don't have any. Do you, Jim?
No, I think that's good. I mean, just along with all the links and other online videos and stuff like that would be good, so we can start getting the other people that be using this just covered too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, we're definitely more than happy to help in any way to get your other folks, educated on our system. What is your process from here in terms of the evaluation and selection? How does that work?
Well, we just take the ones that we've looked at and narrowed it down to, usually 2. Get everybody that's going to be using it on a basis to review it. We're a small company, so it's not like we have to go through a huge ordeal. And then once we select, it takes about a week or so to get everything through the system and then get an order put in place.
Okay. All right. That sounds pretty
now
painless.
I've got one more question as it relates to NetSuite. So we're going to be ending with NetSuite, but our license ends in October with NetSuite. So in essence, we still have access to all the data that is in NetSuite until that period of time. So transferring it across would be, we'd have a period of 3 months or something on that order. So talk to me about that process a little bit before we move off.
Sure. So there are certain APIs that we access into NetSuite, as we were showing you. So we can actually extract, but since it's just a one-time transition, so we can extract all your historical data from NetSuite, for example, your past invoices, past sales orders, past. Do you use inventory with NetSuite? So what all modules are you using?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we can have like all the inventory related transactions extracted from them and be imported into as part of that one-time setup. And
Okay.
mostly like, and finance, you said you're using Xero.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so inventory and production, it's quite straightforward. If you want CRM, we can even extract the CRM data from them.
Yeah, because that's what we have. We do have all our customers in there as well listed, so we'd have to get them out of there as well. So.
Okay, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for us. We've done a couple of other things.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That was excellent.
Well, great. Well, thank you both. This was a very good demo. Lonnie, should I maybe circle back with you? And of course, I'll get this recording over to you as soon as we can. Yeah. But would you like me to circle back with you in a certain time frame?
Let's give it at least probably a week or 2, and then let's touch base. Maybe by the end of the month here. How's that sound?
Yep, sounds good. Sounds good. I'll put something on the calendar and then give you a call. But as I said, I'll try to get you the recording as soon as possible.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yep. Okay.
And one last thing before we close, as I told you that this is like a specific production module. So as you can see, the administration, that's where the super users go and like make setup requirements for each of those modules.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
great.
guys.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye now.